What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool things almost every single day. And in today's video, we have a very special guest. Please help me welcome Danhausen.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. Very nice, very evil. You look quite nice today.
Thank you. I took some inspiration.
Yes, Danhausen can see you look quite fabulous. If Danhausen says so himself.
Now, from what I understand, other humans can buy these, correct?
Yes, they're going quite fast though.
Would you mind if I took mine off so that I could do this a little easier?
Yes, take it off. It is quite looking on one Danhausen.
Much better. Don't know how you do that every day.
Yeah, well, Danhausen just looks like this naturally, so does not have to wear a mask to look this great.
Okay, so in today's video, we have the world famous Danhausen, and we are going to have Danhausen talk a little bit about other theatrical or masked wrestlers. Is that okay?
Yes, it is quite all right.
So I've got a list here of wrestlers that just kind of meant a lot to me growing up. I was a mid-90s WCW kid and definitely an Attitude Era kid. And I just wanted to get some of your first thoughts on this list.
You got it.
We're going to start this one off with one of my favorites, someone that I definitely think is underrated just in terms of everything, and that is Goldust.
Oh, yes. First thing that comes to Danhausen's head is glamorous. Very glamorous. Also, yes, very underrated. Goldust is great. Huge inspiration for Danhausen.
Next up, my personal favorite, next to Stone Cold, but for different reasons. I think you'll understand why. Kane.
Oh, legendary. Danhausen's reason Danhausen started watching wrestling. Tore off the Hell in a Cell door, destroyed The Undertaker. Inspired Danhausen.
I would say that that's probably the greatest debut of all time.
Agreed. Very evil. Also, Danhausen used to look forward whenever he came back from a long time of being off. Lights would go out, flames would shoot, he'd come out and destroy everybody.
That's got to be Kane.
Got to be Kane. It is.
So this next one I feel is another underrated character in terms of all-time creepiness. I really don't get why he didn't get the respect that I think that he deserves, and that is the Boogeyman.
Oh, Worm Man. Yes. Yes. Danhausen thinks he's eating worms, smashing a clock over his head. Great physique, possibly stranger than Danhausen, some would say.
He's a strange guy. So I've been trying to get the Boogeyman to send in like a signed and smashed alarm clock. Is there any way that Danhausen could help me out with that?
Well, Danhausen can threaten him with a curse.
Do you think the Boogeyman would be scared of a Danhausen curse?
Who wouldn't be?
I'm scared right now.
Yes, exactly. No one likes to be cursed.
No. Could you curse me with something good?
We could try it.
Like a jar of teeth?
Yes, we should curse you with a jar of teeth. Perhaps soon.
Next up, classic. Maybe the biggest name on the list, Sting.
Sting, yes. This fellow hits people with a baseball bat, ascends from the rafters. Another legendary. Yes, iconic. Actually, he's called the Icon Sting, right?
Yes.
So, let's say iconic.
Very iconic. Now, pretending that we haven't shot this video already and that I didn't screw everything up the last time, you brought up a good point that Sting had basically two Sting characters. He had Surfer Sting,
yes,
and then Darkness Sting.
Yes. Like the Surfer Sting.
Yeah, colorful.
Switch up his colors, his color palette all the time. It was very eccentric, and it reminds Danhausen of old Jack Kirby colors.
I feel the Surfer Sting encapsulates that era of wrestling so well.
Perfectly. Yeah. Very charismatic man.
And it was a perfect switch to Dark Sting, Crow Sting, if you will. I feel like that worked out well for that time in wrestling as well.
Yes, it was a nice ascend into the new era.
100%. Here we've got one. Abyss.
Oh, monster. That's the first thing that comes to Danhausen's brain. Danhausen was in, I believe he told this on the first recording, but we shall tell it again. What was it? Danhausen was in a battle royal with him, avoided him the whole time because Danhausen did not want to get destroyed. A little bit like Kane, a little bit like all the other monsters around the time.
He just makes me think of a love child between Kane and Mankind.
Could be some sort of multiplicity. Perhaps he went into a fly machine with Kane and Mankind, came out the other side as Abyss.
That's pretty evil.
Very evil.
Next up, Rey Mysterio.
Oh, what come to so many words that came to Danhausen's brain. Best high flyer ever? Possibly, yes. I don't know. Danhausen loves all of his superhero masks, all of his costumes. They're quite wonderful. Favorite is the Halloween Havoc, the purple costume. Very scary.
We've got one that's pretty familiar on this channel. I like to troll with this topic, if you will, with this character, the Fiend.
Oh, first thing that comes to mind is crispy. It's very crispy now, very evil. Usually very, very evil. Now he's just toasty because of Randy Orton setting him on fire or something.
Yeah, it certainly is something that's happening right now.
He's shooting powers at people or something. I don't know. Danhausen doesn't know.
It's a big deal. Now we go to a smaller deal. It's kind of funny to jump from this to the Hurricane.
Oh, yes. Danhausen loves the Hurricane. The Hurricane does the choke slam to everybody, just like Danhausen. It's very powerful. Loves the Green Lantern, loves superheroes. Danhausen loves the Hurricane. Whatever do you say? Hurricane. What do you say about him? He's just so, a Hurricane is so big and powerful. So I guess big and powerful.
Speaking of big and powerful, we've already kind of touched on this guy a little bit. Mankind.
Oh, yes. Mankind. Yes. Hardcore legend. Most legendary.
The hardest of the core.
Yes. Danhausen's eating cheeseburgers with him. It was quite a wonderful time. At Hotel Cheeseburgers. Sat up, talked about Santa Claus. Wonderful time. Danhausen liked it.
Very cheese, very burger.
Lots of people ask him about what it felt like getting thrown off the Hell in a Cell. Danhausen was with Mick Foley one time for 8 hours in a day. Hundreds of people. Hey, how did that feel falling off the cell?
How do you think?
Probably terrible.
All right, we've got one more. This one is a duo, so I guess technically two more, but we'll join them together. The Road Warriors.
Oh, yes. Doom. Legion of Doom, that is. What do we got? We got powerful spikes, big bodies. They look like they do shrugs all day. That's it. That's the workout. They do their necks. Quite wonderful, very powerful, very evil. Danhausen likes it. They destroyed their opponents with the Doomsday device. Danhausen would never want to take that.
No.
Not at all.
So talking about what Danhausen wouldn't like to take, I would like you to think about this list and tell me, out of all of these wrestlers, who Danhausen would like to have a match with.
Kane. Because Ricky Starks got to do it one time. Danhausen's dream match. Walk in, get chokeslammed by Kane, go home, get paid lots of money. Do it on WWF Main Event or whatever may have you on the network, the Peacock Network.
I think we need to get a petition started to get that in the works.
Yes, Danhausen versus Kane, 1 second match.
Everybody already knows what's going to happen, and we still want to see it.
Pay us both $1 million.
There you go.
Very easy, Vince Hausen. Danhausen heard of you recently that you pay monies for wrestling. I don't know.
Is there anybody that I didn't have on my lists that is maybe one of your favorite theatrical wrestlers?
Papa Shango.
Papa Shango.
Got evil powers. One time Danhausen was at an event where Papa Shango came and cursed everybody. Didn't affect Danhausen, though. Danhausen just got more powerful. Who'd have thought? Oh, also, what is it? Kishin Liger. When Jushin Liger, Thunder Liger changes into the evil version. It's a pretty good one. Very scary. Look him up. Looks like maybe it could be Danhausen's uncle of some sort.
Maybe it is.
Could be.
Maybe
Send
it is.
royalties to Danhausen.
Danhausen, thank you very much for taking your time and giving us your thoughts on these theatrical wrestlers. I definitely appreciate it. Something I'm always curious about when I make a new friend in certain aspects, and now you are my new friend in wrestling. So,
Friendhausen.
yeah, love to hear stuff like that. You're always welcome here at the House of Masks if you just want to open up a portal and come hang out one day.
Perhaps we shall try it.
That would be very, very cool. I'm looking forward to more Danhausen-ness in the future.
Yes.
So thank you. And is there anything that you'd like to plug before we leave?
But of course, go to the Danhausen exclusive video area, which is patreon.com/lovethatdanhausen, cameo.com/Danhausen, and for Danhausen t-shirts, prowrestlingtees.com/Danhausen. Also, you can follow Danhausen on Twitter and Instagram at DanhausenAD.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Have a good one.